Third round of the FA Cup with Budweiser. You have a very important job there, Gianfranco. 64 numbers. Please get them all out.
Yeah, just make sure.
Give that bag a good old squeeze. I know you will. And Gianfranco, you go first if you would.
Number 26.
Number 26. Middlesbrough, the Borough. You remember them well here, don't you, Gianfranco? Beaten finalists under Brian Robson in 1997. A home tie for the Borough.
Number 56.
Number 56 against Shrewsbury Town, who came from behind to beat Rotherham United at Greenhouse Meadow. But the Shrews, twice quarter-finalists, have to go to the northeast. Something to say about that.
Number 48.
48, Swindon Town. Well, they deserve their place after beating Huddersfield and winning at Colchester. Paolo Di Canio, he'll thank you for that one. Gianfranco, a home tie for Swindon at the county ground.
Number 43.
Against number 43, Wigan Athletic. Hard going in the Premier League for Roberto Martinez. And Premier League Wigan go to Swindon.
Swindon manager Paolo Di Canio was charged with misconduct today for over-exuberant goal celebrations recently, but the Italian is as bullish as ever about his side's chances of beating Wigan. The FA Cup is always full to the brim with drama, but throw in Paolo Di Canio and it positively overflows.
Don't stay there and wait for the punch in your face and then you say, I finish without a big damage, but full of. Finish with a knockout, but he go out with full of, what do you say? Bruises in the face, in his eyes.
He's talking a good fight, and rightly so, after making an impressive start to his managerial career. Swindon are flying and have sold out the county ground for Wigan, their first Premier League opponents there for 10 years.
Lose the game, I want to win, but don't lose your courage, your ambition, your desire to damage the giants in front of you.
Well, Swindon are expecting their biggest crowd for almost 5 years. They face Wigan, who are just one place off the bottom of the Premier League. Swindon have lost just one of their last 13 games, with manager Paolo Di Canio clearly enjoying their success. Wigan have won only 2 games since August. The manager is delighted to have such a high-profile tie.
I'm very happy for my players because they did very well. They deserve to play, have this challenge against a top side, you know. And I'm very happy for the fans, for the club. So it's a very important game. Obviously, we took this as a bonus, but you know that sometimes the dream can come true, and we will try to do everything for make a special day for us, for the fans, for Swindon Town.
At the roundabout, exit left.
And just to complete our West Country road to Wembley, nowhere will passions be higher this weekend than here at the county ground, where Paolo Di Canio's promotion-chasing Swindon are hoping to bring down struggling Wigan.
It's very important because after 10 years, if I'm not wrong, a Premier League club will play at the county ground. The most important thing is that they will play freely in their head, enjoy the game, enjoy the atmosphere, and I told them, start dreaming with both feet in the ground, and maybe something can happen.
I've struggled once again with Swindon's darned magic roundabouts. Have you got any advice for me next time I come? They're a nightmare.
I can't help you by my advice. You must come with me in the car. I will show you one day how to go through without any problem.
Wigan, who lost to Sunderland this week, head south to Swindon in the third round of the Cup. Now, Swindon boss Paolo Di Canio, who was charged yesterday with improper conduct for running onto the pitch against Northampton recently, may be sorely tempted to do it again if his team beat their Premier League opponents. The Italian's been talking to Fennes.
What happened at Northampton?
Special moment. 10 versus 11. 1 minute to go. Alan McCormack ran 60 yards. Move the ball, receive the ball, score a goal. What you can have more? And win the game in this way. You can only sprint, risk to destroy your hamstring, your quads, and celebrate with your player. So, not every time, but once every few months it can happen.
What did he say to AD?
The way back, I say to him, AD, wasn't against you. It's clear. But I can understand your frustration. I want to give my hand to him. He didn't give the hand, but wasn't wrong. I can understand.
Sure, yeah.
But I say sorry if you thought that it was against you. But it's clear that I ran, in my player direction, so it wasn't nothing against you. But at the end, he invited me to go to this office to have a drink, and then was a very good gesture from him, even if he's struggling at the bottom. And I can't forget it, because it's not easy to be cool and to accept the other people's celebration in front of your face.
What's the most important thing you've learned in your time as manager here?
You are alone. The manager is an alone man. Everybody are with you, everybody are against you. So if you're ready to accept it and go through, you can become a fantastic manager. But you have to handle the players, your technical staff, the board, the secretary, the media, the fans. You are alone. But you can become the hero.
Roberto Mancini, manager of Manchester City, Paolo Di Canio, manager of Swindon. Who's got the harder job?
Both have a hard job, different level, but hard job. Bit more money he earn in the wages.
Just a bit.
But always is hard job, because you have to handle the situation like Tevez. It's not easy. Big player with big money, big amount of money that the club can lose. It's difficult, it's hard.
When you look at someone like Balotelli, do you see a little bit of yourself in him?
Not because a young fella can't make a mistake. I made 2,000 mistakes in my life, but not as a professional. Something that he do silly, I think, in a positive way. If he were here, I would kick his. He think that the war is against him. It's not true. If he made something wrong, the people is against him. He can't go every time and say, why me, why me? If you go with the car 20 times you can park your car in a place that you can. You broke the rules. It's not the most wrong thing, but in in social life it's not good, because you have a big money. In arrogant way, you leave the car where you want. You say, I can buy another 2. I can have a 30,000 fine every year, because there are people with £500 per month. People that follow you every game, every month, and spend maybe nearly all wages for a kid to follow their passion. If he doesn't understand this, he can become a good man.
So Wigan in the FA Cup on Saturday, the players must be excited, but you must be excited as well, because you got a chance to pit your wits against a Premier League side.
Nearly sold out county ground, 10 years that a Premier League club didn't come here. What the lads did is amazing. I told them, play freely. Dream with both feet in the floor, in the ground. Dreaming with both feet in the ground. And you never know what's going on, but play your football.
Tell us about the game at Old Trafford.
Barthez, policeman, wanted to stop me. I remember when I was young, don't do this, kids. They want to stop me, I ran away, you know what I mean? So I scored, and then I was more clever. Obviously, it was an amazing game from my teammates, 9,000 fans follow us. Special memories. I hope we can do the same, try to leave great memories to the Swindon fans.
I hear you're going to get a Swindon tattoo if you get promoted. True?
Let me win, and then I will show you, obviously. It's the first, I promise this, but not because you promise, it's something that remains in your skin. You can't make this as a joke. But it's my first experience as a manager. If I win for what they give it to me, the fans, the club, the board, it's something that in my life I can't forget, even if one day I will handle Barcelona. So, for sure, if I win the league, I will have Swindon badge in my skin.
And what's the plan for you long term? Take Swindon into the Premier League?
Yeah. The plan is championship in 3 years. I say to my chairman, extend to 4, please. Too much pressure.
Saturday, last minute of the game, it's 1-1.
I score, I can't.
Swindon score a winner. Are you staying in the dugout?
I can't tell you, because it's something instinctively. Please, God, let happen what you say that should happen, I hope. And then maybe I improve my sprint. Maybe last time it took 8 seconds, maybe. I reduced to 7. Maybe they send me to the stand. I will accept again, but it will be good. I can't tell you now, but if it's 93 minutes, 59 seconds, I'm sure that this goal is a winning goal. I made 3 laps. 900 meters, 900 meters.
He's not everyone's cup of tea, is he? He's certainly my cup of tea. He's fantastically entertaining. Absolutely brilliant. He calls it his Swindon town side the Barcelona of League Two. So we shall see. It's a Super 6 game, Swindon against Wigan. Phil, the Barcelona of League Two or Wigan?
They draw.
OK. Charlie?
Wigan.
Merce?
Barcelona of the Premiership.
OK. And Matt?
Wigan.
OK. This is what the boys have gone for.
Wigan.
Right, yeah. That's what you meant, Merce, is this? Is that what you went for?
No, Wigan.
Yeah, Premier.
Premier. Barcelona of the Premiership.
Right, OK, but you've gone for Swindon according to that.
According to that. Have a look on there.
Yeah, it's the same here.
What, 2-1 what?
So you've gone for 2-1 to Swindon?
Oh, yeah, go on, Swindon.
So you go for the Barcelona of League Two, after all?
If Bar plays.
Sorry?
If Bar plays.
OK, that's what the boys have gone for. £100,000 at stake, £5,000 as a consolation prize. Of course, free to play. Skysports.com/Super 6 or press your red button. Hope that was helpful getting the boys' opinions on how it might turn out. Let's find out how the Barcelona of League Two have started. I refer, of course, to Swindon up against Premier League Wigan today. Any evidence of the gulf between the two sides at the moment? Tony Coddy.
Not at the moment, Jeff. In fact, it was a fantastic start by Swindon. Matt Ritchie got the ball on the right side, whipped in a brilliant cross to the far post. And Emerson Boyce playing right back today for Wigan. Defended it really, really well, Jeff. There's a fantastic atmosphere here, about 12 of 13,000. Absolute sellout. Paolo Di Canio be pleased with what he's seen so far, but Wigan just getting a bit more of the ball, Jeff. It's 0-0.
Wigan have never won at the county ground, the home of Swindon. Who would you say is having the better at the moment, Tony Coddy?
I'd say we're going to come more into the game, Jeff. It's been a real good, cracking football match. The only thing is you can't overplay too much at the back, Jeff, and that's exactly what Adrian Lopez did. A dreadful pass, the Wigan defender. Gave it away to Davita. Davita done well. We got the ball into Rona Murray's feet. Good first touch. Good shot, Jeff. Saved by Al Habsi. At the other end, the only attacking threat we've seen from Wigan, Henry Thomas, with a long-range effort, went over the bar, but they are looking dangerous from corners. Good game still, 0-0.
Let's go off to find out what's happening in the game at the county ground. Swindon against Wigan. A lot of people might have thought there could be a little upset on the cards here, especially with a much-changed Wigan side. But it doesn't appear that way, Tony Coddy.
No, we're going to take the lead, Jeff, but they are lucky. Callum McManaman was fouled in the first place by Flint. Penalty for Wigan, taken by Ben Watson. We'll remember what happened last week, Jeff. This week, he's hit the post, but credit to McManaman. He's the one who follows up, takes a touch, and then side foots it into the empty net. 1-0 Wigan.
Second goal for Wigan. He's been out on loan at Blackpool, I believe, at Wigan he's putting them in front against Swindon today. Well, now then, something with Paolo Di Canio to celebrate. Let's hope he's not on the pitch again down at the county ground. Tony Coddy.
He's not on the pitch, Jeff, but he's absolutely delighted. It's 1-1. What a great header this is from Alan Connell. It's Matt Ritchie with a cross. He's on about the penalty spot, Jeff, but he can only head it on towards the goal. He flicks it off the back of his head. Al Habsi doesn't get anywhere near it. It's 1-1.
Connell got 3 in 3 and 7 for the season now, and the Barcelona of League Two doing OK. Let's go and see what the early stages of the second half have been like down at the county ground. Swindon back on level terms against their Premier League opponents, Wigan. Wigan taking the lead, but Swindon hard to beat under Paolo Di Canio. How's the second half begun, Tony Coddy?
Well, I think Paolo would have been absolutely delighted at half-time, Jeff. It really was a good performance coming back from that goal down with Alan Connell's brilliant header. He's had to make a change at half-time, though, because Rona Murray's came off and Paul Benson's come on, but just a straight swap, Jeff. Whether it's tactical, whether he's injured, I don't know, but we're 2 or 3 minutes into the start of this second half, and at the moment, Swindon having some good possession. This should be a cracking second half, Jeff. 1-1.
I wonder who looks the most likely winner in the game between Swindon and Wigan. Tony Coddy.
Well, it's definitely Swindon at the moment, Jeff, although Wigan have come back into the game the last 5 minutes or so, but Swindon could have had a penalty because Alan Connell, I felt, was brought down by Gary Caldwell. Peter Walton had a look here, didn't give that second penalty of the game, Jeff, and really Matt Ritchie should have scored. He's been the best player on the pitch, played a 1-2 with Benson. He's about 10 yards out, got totally underneath it, Jeff. Great chance, should have scored. It's 1-1. Wigan have got free kick at the moment on the left-hand side.
Oh, look at the time! That was me!
It's a miracle! A miracle! No, not me getting my hearing back. James Brown scoring for Hartlepool. Let's see what else has happened. Barrow have got a third against Darlington, 2 for Andy Cook. Crawley in front against their championship opponents, Bristol City. Matt Tubbs, their top scorer, has got it. Bolton a level against Macclesfield through David Wheater. Daniel Webb, David Webb's son, of course, hero for Chelsea in FA Cup final in 1970, has put through his own goal. And Sheffield United out of side against Salisbury. And look at the scoreline at the county ground. You will not be able to keep Paolo Di Canio off the pitch, I would imagine. Tony Coddy.
Yeah, it was a fluke goal, Jeff, because Matt Ritchie struck it from 30 yards. Al Habsy's going to save it. Paul Benson's trying to get out of the way. It flicks off his shins. Al Habsy goes one way, the ball goes the other into the net. It's 2-1 Swindon.
Let's go and hear if Swindon are still holding all the cards against Wigan. They lead by 2-1. Is the Premier League side going to go out of the county ground? Tony Cotty.
Well, it looks that way at the moment, Jeff, because they've created very little in this second half. Jordi Gomez has come on, Victor Moses has come on. We've got probably, I reckon, 6 or 7 minutes plus injury time, Jeff, but Wigan not creating much at all. Still 2-1 Swindon.
Paolo Di Canio might be forgiven for looking at his watch right now down at the county ground. Swindon leading by 2-1 against Premier League Wigan. Tony Coddy.
Yeah, I think we're all looking at our watches, Jeff, particularly the Swindon fans. There must be 2 minutes left plus injury time. Wigan create absolutely nothing. It looks like Swindon are going to win, but they've got to wait for that ball to go up, Jeff. Still leading Swindon.
It's all over, I'm hearing, as well, down at the county ground. And Swindon have knocked out Premier League Wigan Athletic. Wigan have never won at the county ground, and they've lost there today. 2-1. Connell and Benson, the goal scorers for Swindon. Paolo Di Canio's side stretched their run. 1 defeat in 19 games it is for them now. Terrific piece of giant killing.
They've beaten Premier League Wigan by 2-1, pulling off a shot, bridging a gap of 53 league places. And the Premier League side, who made 9 changes, have no complaints. They went ahead against the run of play when Callum McManaman followed up a missed penalty, but Paolo Di Canio's side was soon level with an Alan Connor header. Matt Ritchie may have thought he'd spurned their best chance when he blasted over from 6 yards, but it was his long-range shot which was deflected in by substitute Paul Benson. Only his second substitute appearance of the season, his first goal, and he's the hero. Paolo Di Canio's on the pitch praising his players because Swindon have beaten Wigan 2-1.
Swindon's win over Wigan is the story of the afternoon, I suppose, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the one that Steve tipped at the start of play. Well done, Steve. I had the MK Dons against QPR, and QPR equalised, of course, late on. But, yeah, it's a terrific result for Swindon. Paolo Di Canio, who I played with at Charlton, has done a great job there. He's got them playing some really good stuff, and that's a massive win for them today.
Yeah. Paolo Di Canio, we heard from him before Swindon's game today, didn't we, against Wigan? He was fantastically entertaining, and his side have been the giant killers of the day, if you like, today. Swindon of League Two. Beating Premier League Wigan by 2-1. Did it the hard way, came from behind as well. Chris Hull had a quick word with Paolo Di Canio after the game.
Paolo, you must be so proud of your players.
Absolutely. They were fantastic. I was sure that they should.
What was the key? What was the key today?
The team spirit, the quality, the intelligence of the guys that I got here. They're so young. At the beginning, they didn't realize what I want to tell to them because I was too tough, but now they understand. They are absolutely intelligent. They also have a quality, not only professionalism, but also as a person. So that is our secret. Obviously, today is a special day. I'm very happy to see county ground full of people, full of passion. I want to dedicate this victory to all my players because they deserve it. To all these fantastic fans, but in a special way to my dad up there. Thank you.
Paolo, 52.
We'll never know what the question was or what the answer might have been. There were a lot of dissenting voices, by the way, when Paolo Di Canio was appointed as Swindon manager, but I think those dissenting voices have gradually been silenced with the fantastic run they've had in League Two. And now, that great victory as well over Premier League Wigan. Might be a bit of a blessing in disguise for Wigan. I'm not sure if Roberto Martinez will feel that way right now. Let's find out. He's with Chris Hull.
Roberto, your reaction to the performance and result?
Well, it's a typical FA Cup round. I thought Swindon were very, very good. And we just disappointed because we started the game really well, scoring the first goal, and then things tend to go away from us. You need to have that little bit of luck in football, but the second goal is clearly offside. But today, I think Swindon took advantage of what the FA Cup brings, a unique opportunity to match yourself against a Premier League side, and that desire got them through, and you have to congratulate them and wish them well for the next round.
So you believe that they actually deserve to win the game?
Well, it's not the scoreline is the scoreline. I felt that we did many good things, but when you come away from home, you need to, in a way, keep that clean sheet. The first goal is a little bit sloppy from us. It was a little bit too easy, and then obviously in the counter you're going to allow them to be solid, and they got a little bit of luck. The goal is clearly offside, so then obviously it should have been. I felt that probably the fair result would have been a draw. But today is about Swindon Town, and they deserve to be in the next round, and they have to enjoy that.
Roberto Martinez there, his Wigan side beaten today at the county ground by Swindon.
FA Cup, Swindon upset the odds to reach the 4th round by beating Premier League Wigan. Celebrations at the county ground, and David Passmore's been in the thick of it.
Well, there's always a cup upset somewhere on third round day, and today it was Swindon Town who are celebrating victory over Premier League opposition in the form of Wigan. 53 places separate the sides today, 3 divisions, but you wouldn't have known that as Swindon matched them all the way.
We have got a Premiership manager. We've just beat a Premiership team.
Everything was fantastic.
They came here with a weakened side, underestimated us, and we've gone to show the Football League can do exactly what they can do against the Premier League, but better.
Wigan took the lead with a penalty after 35 minutes, but just 5 minutes later, Swindon hit back. Alan Connell getting his 3rd goal in 3 games to equalise. More of the same in the second half. Paul Benson scored Swindon's winner. He'd only come on as a sub. So tomorrow, Swindon go into the 4th round draw for the first time since 1996. David Passmore, BBC Points West at the county ground in Swindon.
Paolo Di Canio's Swindon are the FA Cup giant killers on 3rd round day. The League Two side beat Wigan at the county grounds. Let's start though with the big upset of the afternoon. Swindon have knocked Wigan out of the FA Cup. Paolo Di Canio masterminded the 2-1 win for the League Two side. They'd gone behind when Callum McManaman put their Premier League opponents ahead. But Alan Connell levelled before half-time and Paul Benson won it for Swindon, 14 minutes from time.
They were fantastic. I was sure that
what was the key? What was the key today?
The team spirit, the quality, the intelligence of the guys that I got here. They're so young. At the beginning, they didn't realize what I want to tell to them because I was too tough. But now they understand. They are absolutely intelligent. They have a quality, not only professionalism, but also as a person. So that is our secret. Obviously, today is a special day. I'm very happy to see county ground full of people, full of passion. I want to dedicate this victory to all my players because they deserve it. To all these fantastic fans, but in special way to my dad up there. Thank you.
Paolo, 52 places between these two sides. You wouldn't have thought so today, would you?
Sorry, let me celebrate for an instant. And then I have to work tonight for Tuesday game at Barnet.
One final question. You produced a magic moment as a player for West Ham United at Old Trafford. Would you like Manchester United in round 4?
Straight away. I hope because these players deserve this chance, and also these people, these fans, and my club deserve to go maybe Old Trafford, play against the top side at the top level. You know, I hope we're gonna play against Man United, Chelsea, I don't know.
Paolo, congratulations. I'll let you go and celebrate with your boys.
Thank you so much.
Well, it's a typical FA Cup round. I thought Swindon were very, very good. And we just disappointed because we started the game really well, scoring the first goal, and then things tend to go away from us. You need to have that little bit of luck in football, but the second goal is clearly offside. But today I think Swindon took advantage of what the FA Cup brings, a unique opportunity to match yourself against a Premier League side, and that desire got them through, and you have to congratulate them and wish them well for the next round.
It doesn't get any better than that. I mean, that's all my memories of what FA Cup's all about. I mean, it's. I think we were on merit. You know, it's a great game. Even when we went 1 down, I thought we played fantastically. And to see this place full and the whole place rocking, it's like everyone's gone home happy, and that's what you want. You
must have been proud of the players and Paolo and the fans as well. The way they've reacted and the noise they've created today. And
that's it, isn't it? I mean, that's worth a goal, and you know that's what you're always saying. If you could get that every week, you know, obviously what we see week in, week out here is never as glamorous as that, and that's why the FA Cup's special. And get a game like this against a Premiership side who played well, went a goal up, and for periods in the first half they passed it around and you realise they're a Premiership side. But we just kept going, and it was on merit. We played some really good football in the second half, and I think no one would deny us the victory, and the atmosphere was superb.
In the football pyramid, there were 50-odd places between you, but you wouldn't have known today.
No, and we hope to close that gap with, not with them coming any lower, but with us moving higher, obviously. But, there is a gap, and it does show they've got some quality players, but heart and commitment and 100% effort, and Paolo's got that out of all of them, and a sort of a discipline and a team spirit that carries you a long way, even if you haven't necessarily got the natural ability.
Now, with news of the third round of the FA Cup and the rest of the sport, here's Amanda Davis.
Thanks, Clive. Good evening. Swindon caused the biggest shock of the day, with manager Paolo Di Canio calling their victory over Wigan the greatest moment of his career. His League Two side came from behind to beat the Premier League outfit 2-1 and booked their place in the fourth round of the FA Cup for the first time since 1996.
In today's football, as usual, there were some shock results in the third round of the FA Cup. You can see all the goals in a special highlights programme here on ITV1 at 11:30 tonight. So if you don't want to know the Cup headlines, then look away now and turn the volume down. The day's biggest winners were League Two side Swindon Town, who knocked out Premier League Wigan 2-1. In today's late game, Aston Villa easily beat Bristol Rovers, Gabby Agbonlahor making it safe before this solo effort from Kieran Clark wrapped it up 3-1.
11 years ago, Paolo Di Canio scored an FA Cup winner for West Ham at Old Trafford, and this is his best moment in the competition since. It didn't look that way when Callum McManaman was fouled by Aidan Flint, and Ben Watson stepped up to take the penalty, which turned into an assist for McManaman to finish the job. Roberto Martinez's much-changed side didn't lead for long, pegged back by the constant probing of Matt Ritchie, who found the head of Alan Connell 5 minutes before half-time. And the League Two club were heading for the fourth round for the first time since 1996, when Ritchie's strike was deflected in by substitute Paul Benson, who joined from Charlton on New Year's Day. Another look revealed that Swindon had had the stroke of luck they perhaps deserved with the offside decision. But few would begrudge the manager the chance to dedicate this win to his father, who passed away just before Christmas. Forest or Leicester will hold few fears in round 4.
Hello, good evening. Swindon Town are looking forward to playing in the fourth round of the FA Cup for the first time in 16 years. They produced a shock result of the weekend in the third round. Manager Paolo Di Canio hailed the 2-1 victory over Premier League Wigan as the best moment of his life and believes his players' efforts should be honoured with a plaque at the county ground. Chris Bittles reports.
Inevitably, manager Paolo Di Canio took centre stage as Swindon targeted a cup upset. And he won't have been happy as Town gifted their Premier League opponents a first-half lead. Aidan Flint found Callum McManaman's trickery too much, and although Ben Watson's penalty hit the post, McManaman converted the rebound. Swindon didn't panic though, and Matt Ritchie quickly gave Wigan a warning of the quality this Town side possesses. Ritchie then turned provider as his cross was turned in by Alan Connell to give Swindon belief that they could create a shock. And in the second half came the moment that had a capacity crowd at the county ground on their feet.
Ritchie. Deflection goal! Lost off! Benson! It was Ritchie's strike! They can dispute it! No one else cares!
A lucky goal, yes, but a goal that will be remembered for years, as will the post-match celebrations.
When you beat a team like Wigan, 3 league above of you, in the way it came, 1-0 down, this is the best moment in my life. I was happy for my players, for my family, for the fans, for the board. They deserve this, and for my dad up there, because I'm sorry that he couldn't leave this moment. So this is all for all these people, but especially for my dad.
Paolo Di Canio speaking there. Unfortunately, today's FA Cup fourth round draw has not been kind to Swindon. They've been drawn to play away from home against either Nottingham Forest or Leicester City. That game will be played at the end of this month.
On to sport. Paolo Di Canio and his team had a long wait to see who they'll play in the fourth round of the FA Cup after their giant-killing feat yesterday. They were last name out of the hat and still don't know who they'll face, as Nottingham Forest and Leicester will replay after they drew yesterday.
Fans know they'll have to travel to the East Midlands, but face a wait to see which of the Championship sides they'll face in round 4. Manager Paolo Di Canio branded this weekend's 2-1 victory over Premier League Wigan the best moment of his life. It looked like it, and he dedicated the win to his father, who died last year.
My only sadness is that he couldn't watch with my mom and my brothers the game. I know that he helped me from there, and well, it's a special day for me today.
The visitors took a first-half lead, but Swindon equalised on 40 minutes, with Alan Connell glancing a header past Wigan's keeper. And in the second half, Matt Ritchie let fly with this low drive that struck the legs of Paul Benson and rolled into the net. Swindon's defence held firm till the end, to the delight of the fans.
Great result, great result. Who would have thought it? It's an awesome game, yeah.
Superb, Swindon, come on! You Reds! 100 miles down here, boy, 100 miles, every bit of it worth it. Tuesday night to go!
Forest and Leicester will battle it out on Wednesday week, and Swindon face the winners on the weekend of January the 28th and 29th.
The FA Cup now, and what a weekend it was for Swindon. Inspired by their manager Paolo Di Canio, they knocked out Premier League Wigan against all the odds to reach the fourth round for the first time in 15 years. The great entertainer raised his hands to the sky. Suddenly, Paolo Di Canio, the manager, no longer felt like a gamble, but a masterstroke. Swindon transformed from a relegated League Two side to Premier League beaters inside 6 months. And he's already set his sights on sweeping aside Nottingham Forest or Leicester in the next round.
If we play like a Wigan, it's not important at home, away, we win. We win, for sure, because we are a better organisation than many sides in the Championship. It means that to play against Man United, we have to reach the final. Maybe it's a dream that can become true now.
Di Canio's men made a nonsense of the gulf between themselves and Wigan, and there was a sense of inevitability about this David and Goliath story. Alan Connell flicked in to equalise, and Paul Benson's deflected winner 15 minutes from time was no more than they deserved.
Ritchie, deflection goal! Last off!
Swindon Town fans are still glowing today after their side produced the shock of the third round as they knocked Premier League side Wigan out of the FA Cup. The players were delighted, and of course Paolo Di Canio characteristically couldn't contain his excitement as he said the result was the greatest of his career.
It's the Matt Ritchie show. That made he play well.
They're still making headlines 2 days later. Swindon's players produced the shock of the third round. It earned the club £67,000 in prize money and the players a place in Swindon folklore. And for some, the achievement is still sinking in.
I couldn't sleep, and obviously you think he's had so many flashbacks about the game, because when it happened you just don't realise it's happening, and then I think at night you start realising what you've done and the big achievement that everyone's done, and it's fantastic, yeah.
Number 20.
Swindon's number was last out in yesterday's draw. Nottingham Forest and Leicester are big Championship clubs, but a bit of an anti-climax for the fans.
I would have really liked a Premiership team, but I can deal what we've got because I think we'll beat them.
Maybe we'll get a bigger side in the next round, so I'm sure we'll definitely get through.
Swindon have now beaten clubs from all 4 divisions in cup competitions this season, and the manager feels the sky's the limit for his players.
To league above, it means that individually, many players probably better than our players. But in the way we play, in the way we help each other, the talent we have, we can damage any side.
And while fans dream of Wembley, tomorrow's Johnston's Paint Trophy area final is a more realistic shot. Beat Barnet over 2 legs, and they'll be there. Alistair Durden, BBC Points West in Swindon.